Starting, I believe.
Says live.
1, 2.
Says we're live.
Give it a second.
Oh, there it goes.
Being cheap, so go ahead. Be smart. Be cool.
Somebody. Oh, there we go.
That was me.
Advertisement. We're live.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Go ahead. Be cheap.
Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Here we are at our weekly Auctions Anonymous meeting. Everybody want to introduce themselves? I guess we could just go. Anybody want to start introducing themselves?
All right. What's going on, guys? Wade with Wade Fences. And welcome in tonight for another weekly show. I'm a storage auction buyer. I am a scratch off enthusiast, and I just love life, guys. So welcome in.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jeebus and Amber from Treasure Hunting with Jeebus, and we're just here to hang out with you guys for the AI meeting.
Help this addiction.
That's awesome. Guys, my name is Jason, Thrift Trader. I am an addict, and that's why I'm here at the Auctions Anonymous meeting. And yeah, glad to be here. I can't wait to share some experiences with you guys tonight.
We'll jump at it next. My name is Jeremy.
And I'm George.
And
we're both addicts.
We have a problem. We admit it. But we could stop. Maybe.
But we choose not to.
We're not going to. We're not going to.
I'll go next. I'm one half of Storage Hunters Vegas. I'm Lori. Brandon's actually at the store, and we had so much to do today that we just didn't have time to get everybody together here. But we've been buying storages for like 20 plus years together, so that's us.
I think someone has their.
Hey guys, my name's I'm Jack, also known as Locker Nuts, and I think I'm ready to admit that I have a problem.
I like it.
That's the first step.
That is the first step.
The first step is becoming an addict. The second step is admitting that you're an addict. And then the third step is, well,
accepting it.
Just be okay with being an addict.
Jason, much love to you, because Jason's done like 20, 25 storage units, and then all of a sudden he gets a box truck. I know people for years who don't get box trucks after they do that many. So we got the true addict over here, Jason.
The fourth step is you find a hot woman who's okay with you being an addict, and then turn her into an addict as well.
Yeah.
Misery loves company.
I wanted nothing to do with storage auctions when I met this man.
I think it's safe to say we all have a heavy addiction, because that's what this business does. Like once you start doing it, you can't stop. Like I don't think I can really do another job if I wanted to, because of the passion I have for just treasure hunting, so to speak.
You'll go to that other job and you'll be thinking storage unit all day long.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have anything planned tonight. I thought we would just really focus on maybe trying to answer people's questions, and we'll get into that a little bit. I had a really cool idea that we would all bring something kind of like a show and tell item of something we maybe found that we thought we'd make some good money on or meant something to it. We all like show it, discuss it, kind of, instead of talk about, kind of show it. Like that's my idea, show and tell. So who wants to start doing that?
You go first, Pirate.
All right.
Squeaking.
Squeak, squeak. That's that squirrel.
It's so annoying.
Pirate, I think he said for you to go first.
Oh, for me to go? I thought.
No, George said you go first.
You're the
first.
All right. Yeah. So obviously, everybody knows I have a Disney addiction. That's kind of like my thing. And I thought about it. My piece I wanted to show is my favorite Disney piece that I've had for some time. this piece is significant to me. I like the picture of it, or the, I like things for not always the monetary value, but they remind me of things. I have like my fairy tale mentality, as always discussed, and this piece here kind of means something to me, and so I thought this was a cool item. It sits next to my nightstand on my bed, so that's the piece that I wanted to show everybody. One of my
Maybe not like a hidden contraption.
Oh well, actually, it's kind of weird, but I keep my heart in it. Actually, to tell you the truth, that's my heart right there. Inside. So yeah.
Mike, do you like spaghetti and meatballs?
I actually do love spaghetti and meatballs. I prefer manicotti though. So
Fancy.
yeah.
All right, so I think to keep it like a little organized, we should just go down the line. So however you see it, Mike, on your screen, you could just call out people.
Okay. I was wondering how to do that. That'd be Jack then.
Yeah, okay.
Did he just drop the microphone on us and leave? Jack, come back.
It's
Like,
like
I'm out of here.
So this is for Mike. This is a Lennox piece, Beauty and the Beast. Just pulled this out and out of a unit the other day. If you can see it, it's pretty spectacular. And I thought Mike would like that because of his Beauty and the Beast love there. Not too bad.
That is awesome.
I have yet to find anything like that that's not broken.
Yeah.
Oh, my house.
Great shape.
I have yet to find anything like that I haven't broken once I found it.
So that makes Jason next.
All right, guys. So in the storage unit that I found all the gold in, this was laying right in the middle of all the gold. It's just like a little bone pendant. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but I'm not sure what's inscribed there on the front, but on the back it says to have success at buying and selling. And this is just something that I felt like would be really good to keep, kind of like a me lucky charm.
Me lucky charm.
Well, it has great thought process for this business in itself. So that is a cool piece.
Thank you.
So Lori and Brandon, or Lori.
Okay, so I actually have two because I couldn't make up my mind. The first one is the smallest dictionary, and it's like super, super old. And it's kind of like falling apart on me, but
That's awesome.
so the reason why I picked this one is because the next one that I have kind of goes with it. And this is probably like the biggest book. But it's not a dictionary. It's actually a book full of stamps.
Nice.
Whoa.
And dating, the book says the Master Global Stamp Album. And I believe the date on it is from like, I think it's like 52. So all the stamps are older than that. So we have a lot of stamps from Germany with some horrible people that ran Germany. And so I know we got some good value here, but the whole book is completely filled. And then there's additional stamps that are in envelopes on like all these pages. So a lot of them aren't even postmarked. So they're kind of cool that, you know, they've literally just back in the day went to the post office and kind of, you know, bought a stamp just to save and collect and keep. So those were my big book and my small book. So that's kind of why I picked those two.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's very, very cool.
All right, Amber and Jeebus.
Yep.
We got Muhammad Ali. The first time we found this, I can't even tell you how many people tried to message us and offering us just ridiculous amounts of money for a figure. But I've been obsessed with martial arts since I was like 7. And even though I'm not much of a boxing fan, I don't know anyone who doesn't love Muhammad Ali. I couldn't let it go. Even for like people are offering like $300-$400 for a little figure. And I'm just like, I just got to keep it. I just love fighting.
That's cool. Muhammad Ali was a very good spirit. Just in
Yeah.
person outside of boxing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a friend that works here in one of the very, very high-end clothing stores. He sells suits for, I think the minimum suit you could purchase is about $5,000. And one day Muhammad Ali walked into his shop and he was just like beside himself. So he actually got a picture with Muhammad Ali and he was like super thrilled with that. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, Wade.
Somebody said, "Sweet baby Jeebus." Hopefully I'm not lagging, guys. This is abnormally for me to be in the garage, but hit the thumbs up button for my man. Okay, so I would be getting my hand slapped right now because I didn't do this homework part of it. But this whole garage is full of stuff that I have got from storage units. So I'm going to show you something. This is out of the last one I got. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully I'm not lagging. It's skis, right? Now, most people would be like, heck no, I ain't selling that. It's too big on eBay. But guess what? They're not that hard to ship. And a lot of people that do like decorative design, you know, or stage homes or cabins will want this. It comes with, I mean, you wouldn't catch me alive skiing, to be honest. So I don't know much about skis, but I'm going to put like a $500 price tag and put this on eBay and see what happens, guys. So yeah, this is a really cool find.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Jamie and George.
All right, you gonna go first there?
Yeah, I actually found this in the unit today when we were sorting through. If you guys can see that, but it says it's a cancer fund, and it says to strike out cancer. So for those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with cancer back in January. And so I thought that was really cool because I'm going to go ahead and strike out cancer too once I'm done with radiation treatments in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and you found that today.
Yeah, I found this today.
Well, that probably wasn't the best find because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of gold and silver, but that's a pretty cool find. For me, I'm not really a sentimental person, which you're not either. So,
No,
so there's not really items that we hold on to. As a matter of fact, we were talking about this today, and she goes, since I've known you, what's the one thing I've asked you to keep out of any of the units? And remember what your answer was?
Yeah, not really anything.
Tables. She goes, can we have that folding table so we can use it for live streams? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But the one thing that I did find, and viewers, once they saw it, they're like, oh, Jeremy, you have to.
Yeah, it was actually
their idea. They're like, you have to put this in the front of your truck. It's one of those sun catchers, and it's the hula dancer.
That's
and
George.
It reminds everybody of George. And so for me, I take George with me to all the auctions, even though she's not with me. And even I talk to her. She talks back. So sometimes I just have to knock her over. But I have George with me everywhere.
That's awesome.
Brandon.
Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing?
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I guess that covers all of us. I did have one question I wanted us to all answer because people have been asking me this a lot, and they're very interested in how we determine if something looks like a manager went through it. And a lot of people just believe managers go through every unit. So I wanted to hear everybody's opinion on how they kind of determine if a manager's gone through it or a tenant or whatever. So Jeff, you want to go ahead and discuss that first?
Yeah, I don't think I really know how to tell if the manager has gone through it, but definitely you can tell when someone's gone through it. So I think the best thing is to have the relationship with the other buyers because they know that the manager's gone through. I think that's the best way to know is just talk to the people and see which ones are kind of, shady and then be on the watch out. I'm not saying don't buy there because we had a facility close to my house that had a really bad reputation and funny stuff going there, but we still made some pretty good buys, but we never found gold. So.
All right, that's a good one. Jason?
I would look for storage units, that seem pretty clean, maybe if they're stacked full, you want to look for signs that nothing has moved in a really long time. either that or just, you know, boxes with tape still on them, real like taped up tight. That's really what I would be looking for. I mean, it's hard to tell, you know, it's hard to tell if a manager went through it or maybe the person that was getting their locker foreclosed on, if they went through it first. It's really hard to tell. But like, for instance, you know, if there's stuff just scattered everywhere, you know, unless you're going to get it on the cheap, I wouldn't spend your entire life savings on it.
Good enough. Good enough. Lori and Brandon?
You know, Mike, simplest ways. We knew this auctioneer some time back. You guys probably all know him. I'm not going to mention names, but we call it showcasing. You've seen like medallion pieces draped. You know what I'm talking about, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's kind of like they set the stage first so that when people walk by, they're going to see one big medallion piece to be like, oh, what else could possibly be in there? Nobody that's actually renting a storage bin is going to leave a piece like showcased right in the front, kind of like, hey, bid on me, you know? So I think that's one of our major key signs that we look at, you know, if there's, you know, an obvious setup.
Yeah, a lot of the storage auction sites, there's some that do it. It's not the auction site that does it; it's the actual storage facility. You know, because they're just a third party. The you know, the .coms and .nets. But yeah, just look for showcase a piece. If you're seeing something that just sticks out, kind of tries to catch your eye, chances are.
All right.
You know, it's funny that you say that, and not saying that that's not that's wrong, Brandon. But my best storage unit, it honestly looked nearly showcased. Like this bronze bust statue was front and center of the storage unit. Things were like intentionally covered up with blankets, and I mean, it looked suspicious, but I mean, overall, I mean, it was the best darn storage unit I'd ever bought to date. So.
We've had that a couple of times, you know. That's, you know, it's so hard to tell. The one that we bid on that had all the new electronics and everything, I legit thought that was going to be all empty boxes just because it looked so staged. And in reality, everything was in there, never opened. It was all brand new. So, you know, there is a fine line and it is hard to tell. But you know, like the one we won with all the bins, all the Walgreens bins. Literally, there was one bag in front that had the knives and the guns and whatnot, bullets and stuff. Nothing else of value in it.
I guess we could chalk it up as even if it looks to be too good to be true, sometimes it still is true.
Sometimes it is.
All right, Amber and Jeebus?
I got two things. One, there's a unit I was looking at online today, and nobody knew it was an IT company, but there's an office chair sitting smack in the middle of there, and on the office chair is a giant sign that says, like, IT Computer Solutions. And I know anyone that really stored that is not going to put an office chair smack in the middle and a giant sign on it that says IT Solutions and just put it in there for storage like that. Nobody's going to do that. But two, yesterday we won a unit, and as we were exchanging our money, the guy paid off on the line. So my question would be, if managers are going through units, when do they get that opportunity to do that if the owner can pay it off at the very last second? I mean, as he was getting our change out of the cash register, the computer refreshed and the guy paid off online and we didn't get the unit.
But are they talking about going through it or are you talking about just setting up?
Just like, because
they can go in there and move stuff around and it's still not gone.
We get people all the time to say the managers go in there and take the good stuff out. But we're saying, how could they do that if the owner can pay up right until they take the thing off in front of your eyes? Right up until that second, they have the right to pay off. So when can we do it?
Yeah, the one with the brand new stuff that we got, actually, the manager of the place had actually gone in there and taken out a couple watches. He kind of dropped hints to that. So if they go and pay,
we got down there when he was actually in the unit. He was closing up when we got there to pay for it. Believe it or not.
But if they then most of the time they won't do anything with those items until it's actually closed, because obviously an auction buyer doesn't know what could have been in there, but the owner will. So they'll just run back and put them in.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, because imagine if the guy had paid in person and they take something out. What are you going to do? Before you get to your unit, let me go back there really quick. I got to go check something. You can't come with me. Just let me run back there. Really quick.
Because for the one split second, they'll turn into Usain Bolt, get back to that unit.
Yeah.
All right, Wade.
So for me, it's a gut feeling when I go, like whether you buy online or you buy live. I think you get less staged when you buy live than you do online. I have noticed perfectly set Jordan shoes and stuff like that. Remember, online, whether you're a premium member on Storage Treasures is 10% or non-premium is 15%, they get a piece of what the final bid price is. I go into it, though, with like the expectation that it has not been tampered with, although I know that there are some units that have. I think that it is, very rare because, like, Jeebus said, they can go to those units and find, the owner there at the auction, whether it's live or online. And it would look really bad to know that, it was tampered with. If maybe they had a family member or something rebidding on that unit. So I don't know. I'm sure I bought some units before that have been tampered with, but it's really rare, I think. I think it's something that is a gut feeling when you go up to it. You've got to kind of assess it. If on the left-hand side it's perfectly stacked boxes and on the right-hand side it looks a little different with maybe some Jordan shoes hanging out or something. I mean, I don't understand. It really depends on the pictures and stuff, guys. But I think it's a gut feeling overall for me.
All right. Jeremy and George?
I think there's a couple things to take into consideration. Number one, you have the law of the right of redemption. And so Amber and Jeebus touched on this already, that any individual can come and redeem their items by paying their back fees and therefore save all of their items at any moment in time. That's up to the point of the auction facility is actually, the unit is auctioned off. And so you have a huge liability of theft if a facility member actually goes in and takes something out. Now, that being said, I do believe, and I have my very first auction, my storage auction video was a place that stages the units. So they go in, and so while Brandon and Lori said showcase, we often use the terminology staged. And so they'll pull the things up, and so they try and pique your curiosity, that safe's right up front. Well, who really hides a safe right up front? Or that one item is right up front. And so they stage it. They very intentionally stage it.
Yeah. The one unit, the owner admitted that he found bullets.
Yeah, no, he told us that. I went, boy, this looks a little suspicious. He goes, well, yeah, I want more money. He brought his own bullets and put it. This was when I took you to your very first one. So he goes, half of these are my units, his own personal stuff. He's just trying to sell it off, but that wasn't actually shared. So all that being said, you can look for these signs, but all that being said as well, like Jason said, man, sometimes I just feel like it's such dumb luck. Like the $400 unit that we were in today. This is a unit that had a mattress, a stained mattress. This is a unit that stunk because there's rotten food in the freezer. And we pulled out, what was the total of gold and silver? The appraised value. This is only the appraised value. There's so much more. It was like 8,000 plus in gold and silver today.
Wow.
A unit,
$84.85, $8,485.
A unit I would have never paid for or even bid on if we weren't Saturday trying to make a YouTube video and us being in a competition. She bid up to 300 and I was like, well, I'm going to show her. So I bid against her. And it's such dumb luck sometimes. So all of these principles are good to have and to apply. And we try and teach everybody a lot of them. But the reality is sometimes it just all gets thrown out the window. Who knows?
Eric even had dumb luck.
Yeah.
It was all garbage bags and ended up being DJ equipment.
Eric lifted all the garbage bags on Saturday, tons of DJ equipment. It was just insane.
And he only paid $175 for the unit.
Yep. And then he was going to DJ our wedding, which took me by complete total surprise.
That's awesome.
I also want to say really quickly too that sometimes, and it is rare that you get a manager special, but once you actually purchase it and buy it, your key to actually knowing it is when you find, let's say, like we did 17 different pieces of identification from different people, whether it be credit cards or bills or licenses. and they're all different last names, that's what kind of ding, 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 you know?
Yep, manager special.
One thing too, guys, one last point I forgot to make, and this helps me. It doesn't ring true to every situation, but where I'm at in Oregon, there's a lot of big corporate companies like Public Storage, there's like 3 or 4 big ones, but then there's also some mom and pops. I take that in consideration too. You know, I guess in my mind, I think, okay, Northwest Storage, they're massive. So I'm probably going to get a little less tampering there because it's more of a corporate feel than I would like a mom and pop person, mom and pop shop that actually owns 1 or 2 facilities. So I think one of the things I made a mistake with early on was I did think I got a staged unit, and it was kind of like this. They only had 1 facility, and it was the owner that owned it. I feel a little bit more comfortable if you think it's staged, if it's owned by a bigger corporate company than, let's say, kind of like a private, smaller facility. So that's just me. Something to look out for. If you think it's staged, maybe consider who owns the building.
And I think it's important, those mom and pops, that you get to know them. So with those mom and pops that I work with, I know some of them extremely closely. If they have a problem unit, and you don't see this stuff on camera, if they have a problem unit, or there's a former person trying to come back and get their unit, or they send a representative, honestly, they'll let me know. And they'll say, Jeremy, we want you to have this unit. Make sure you bid on this one. And so I will take care of their problems on my shoulders and my responsibility. But my shoulders are bigger than theirs. So they go, Jeremy, will you take this issue for us? And so that relationship building there becomes so crucial to the one storage unit facility here in Worcester. They have over 1,000 storage units. I've been in conversations with Don for just about 2.5 years about buying him out and purchasing that actual business from him because he wants out. So getting close with those people is a good thing to do.
Dude, that is a huge tip, guys. Also, don't be afraid to do like $5 Starbucks gift cards. Like I've done that to a lot of like smaller places, and it helps because you can call ahead of time and they'll give you a little information. Obviously it depends on who's there, but they'll tell you how long it's been there, kind of little details on the units when you build those relationships. So I do give them a lot of these $5 Starbucks gift cards. Really small amount, but you just never know when it's going to pay off.
It goes
a long way.
Pirate, are you able to see the chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna join Renee in here in the chat with us, guys.
Pirate, I just want to give a shout out to a few people. I sent a $5 super chat, and I said I'm starting a super chat storm. Show some love to the Pirate. Lady Luck Junk sent $1. Mark Suda sent $2 and said I'll jump on that storm of super chats. Lady Luck Junk sent another $1. Mary Harris sent $5. Said spreading love. Icy Profits joined in. Your instincts improve the more you buy. Agree with Wade. And then let's see here. Bargain Hunters Thrift sent $5. Yep, there he is. Good luck with the chat. Awesome. DJ Cowboy 420 Pirate, what's up? $5 super chat. Locker Nuts on it at $10. I'm in on the super chat as well. So thank you guys so much for the super chats. Show some love.
Like bacon racks.
Yeah, thanks for catching that, Jason. I didn't want to interrupt nobody. It's kind of hard, kind of confusing to keep everything going in the chat. Everything. Thank you for shouting everybody out, and appreciate that to everybody. I'll give my opinion real quick. For me, it's all about it goes with my strategy: scare money, don't make money. If you go into buying a storage unit thinking either the tenant took something out, which they probably did, or a manager, you're already kind of like telling the universe that you shouldn't buy that unit. But one of my best finds was the Babe Ruth baseball that came in a unit with 4 boxes, and somebody ransacked the whole unit. And it's not always about whether or not they went through it, but they don't know everything. No one knows everything, and they overlook something. I found a $9,000 baseball in a completely gone through trunk for. So the second thing is look at lock cuts. When you look at a unit and you see one lock laying on the floor, that already means they've cut the lock. The tenant paid the unit and had access to do it again for a minimum of 45 days till the unit was locked and so forth. And if you see like 6 lock cuts, you know that somebody's been in this unit at least 6 times. So that is one way that I tend to look at it. And the other is there is no rhyme or reason when you look at a storage unit, because every person's psychology to packing, loading, and storing and accessing their stuff is different. So you got thousands of people who all do things differently. So you kind of just gotta, trust your gut and do what you feel is right. Don't think about whether or not somebody actually went into the unit. That's my take. That's
really good advice.
So yeah. Another question. Alex asked a question. Shout out to the storage doctor, but he wants to know what everybody's favorite size unit is and why they like to buy that type of unit. So let's start with Jack.
I'm used to just buy small ones. 5x10 is, I'm pretty comfortable, but it does stretch me. But I'll tell you, the last 3 of the 4 that I bought, 10x15, 10x20, and a 10x30, and those 3 have been like pretty solid hits. So I might be changing my philosophy on that. I would say 5x10, but I don't know. It's up in the air. I'm going big.
All right. Who's next? That would be Jason.
Well, it all depends on what kind of cash I have in my pocket during auction time. But I can tell you, I would much rather buy the biggest unit of the entire auction. That's what I want. I want just a whole bunch of stuff all at one time. But again, it's not really the size, it's the price, the size doesn't matter. It's the price that matters most. So if I can get a small unit for $5, $10, I'm going to do it only just to see what the heck's in it.
Fair enough. Lori and Brandon.
I'm going to go with 3x3, Mike. I agree with Trip Trader. Size does not matter.
You're different context there, buddy.
No, I really like the 3x. I like the small cubes. I do. I really do.
We've actually found a lot of good things out of there for some reason. And that was mostly in California, to be honest with you, because space is like everything out there. But out here, it's
5x10, 5x5. But if you're talking California, 3x3 cubes. I mean, I my biggest hauls are out of those.
Especially the ones way up high,
Yeah.
All right. Amber and Jeebus.
Well, anyone who watches our channel, we like the 5x5s for a couple of reasons. One, everyone in our area is only looking for those giant units. They don't even look at the little ones. They just walk away before they even open them. The auctioneer open it, no one's even looking at all. They don't care. They just want the big ones. So that's why we get them all dirt cheap. And 2, we buy a lot of units because we're hoping there's a story behind it. And I found at least the smaller units usually have insane stories. It's somebody buying it last second to either stash something because they're going to get locked up, something crazy like that. They buy it last second to stash stuff. And like I said first, the prices are always dirt cheap because everybody's after the 10x20s and 10x30s and things like that.
Yeah, so the only big one we've ever gotten was a 10x30. But we had a friend to help us with that one, but there's no story. So right then and there, we just compared that one to all the 5x5s or smaller that we've gotten, and it just seems that 5x5s are more personal. They're going to have tons more personal stuff in there.
I can put together a 5x5 story. A 10x30 is usually a company or a household, like a furniture and things like that. And I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
All right. Wade?
There's so many things that come in play here. Space, time, how much you can haul, price. I can tell you why I like the bigger units, but I can also make a case why I like the smaller units. The smaller units, just like Jeebus said, it's, normally when people need to stash something quick, they're not putting their whole household of stuff in a unit. They're doing a smaller unit and stashing what valuables they have in that smaller unit. So that's a great case for that. But I also like the bigger units for the retrospect of just putting in their whole house in there. I know that pretty much a good portion of their living items that they have are going to be in that unit. And so I kind of like that aspect too when I get a bigger unit. Like, they're going to put a lot of stuff in this thing. So it really depends. Honestly, for me, it all comes down to price and what I can kind of like see in the front of the unit. But I can make a case for both. I like both. And size, doesn't matter what you do. It's how you unbox that stuff and how
Stop it.
What you do is how you do it.
You started it, Trader.
You were so proud of that statement, Wade.
Jeremy and George?
I don't think you agree with any of those statements about size. Do you?
Let's ask the chat. I asked the chat, does size really matter? And it looks like everyone's saying, yeah, size does matter.
Yeah, I would say it absolutely.
So I'm going to go with the majority of the chat. For us, size, it doesn't really matter with the size.
Well, are you speaking for you or for me?
I think I'm speaking on behalf of the both of us.
So in regards to size of a unit, I'm typically very comfortable with the size of the unit. And that being said, we're looking for quality. We're not particularly looking for quantity.
We're a fan of dust, so
cobwebs, dust, totes, boxes, one item that will pay for the entire unit. Now, we also know that most people can't handle large volume, okay? And so there's a minute amount of people can handle that size. And so if you're lucky enough, you're one of them. And so that means you have to have storage and mobility to transfer everything. And usually I can do this with a straight face, but today is not the day.
You do have to be equipped.
You have to be equipped to be able to handle that size.
This is slowly turning to a rated MAAA meeting.
Like 99% of the time, I can do all of this with a straight face. That's what makes it fun. We're looking for collectibles in all reality. So I agree with what Jeebus is saying. He's looking for stories. We want stories too. We always tell everybody. We've told everybody this from the very beginning. There is a story in every unit. And so we enjoy trying to figure what it is. Bigger units for us give us more series for our YouTube watchers as well. So the unit that we're working on right now, the $400 unit, that is today is that was like a 10 by 15, and so but it was stacked to the ceiling. So that's day 3. We're definitely going to be working on it at least 3 more days. And there was supposed to be 25 units going up for auction today. That got canceled, so it allowed us to actually work on it today, which woohoo! Thankfully we did. So those are some of our thoughts based on size, but you know, size matters.
Personally, I've never met a storage unit that I didn't like. Like I always say, it's not what you buy, it's what you spend. I'm willing to buy any storage just to see what's in there. So I don't let the size or it's just usually what the price is to me. I like small units. The best find I ever had was in a 5 by 7, but I've had really good 10 by 30s. It's just really if I'm willing to spend that much. I set a price. If it starts to go too high, I walk away. But yeah, it's not what you buy, it's what you spend has always been my philosophy. So yeah. So I guess we should go answer other people's questions now. Let's see what kind of questions we have here.
So a lot of people are asking, where is Storage Stalker?
That's a good question. Can everybody answer that one? I don't know. Honestly, he had his daughter has a severe case of asthma, and they spent all night in the emergency room with her, so that made it kind of hard for him to make it here this evening.
Oh, that's terrible.
Kind of sucks. More because she has asthma and they deal with that problem. But he's here in spirit. He's been in the chat and stuff like that, and he's sending me messages, keeping me motivated. He's always watching me, telling me I'm nervous or something. He's like my coach. Shout out to the Storage Stalker.
Mike, I saw one from Icy Profits. I guess he wants to know what is everybody's long-term goal.
What is everybody's long-term goal for the storage business? Okay. Jack, let's go with that.
Long-term plan, huh? I don't know. I'm going to just keep doing this and see if I can keep making money. Right now I'm making some money. If I stop making money, then I'm going to have to go get a job. So my plan is to just keep working hard and hope that I keep getting lucky. Otherwise, the prospect of the future is not so good.
See you, Renee.
Renee!
We got a guest here from Nate from Storage Wars. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
I'm Renee from Storage Wars, and I finally got this damn app working. And I got like 2 minutes to talk because I have to run to go play poker. I got a gambling problem.
You're in the right place then. This is AA.
So I've been listening to the conversation the whole time, so I'm going to answer both questions. Number one, with luck on the units, because I have to put my input in. I can't help it. You guys watch the show. I can't stop talking, so we can do like a 10-hour live chat session. By the way, thanks for having me, Auction Pirate. Good seeing everybody. Chivas, Laurie, and Brendan, and everybody else. I don't know all the names. Sorry, what the hells? There you go. And actually, I like you guys' channel, so it's funny. Jeebus best thumbnails in the world. It's like an extra 100,000 views just on thumbnails. So, but really quick, size does matter. Most money I ever make, obviously big units, more work, everything is crazy, but that's where we make the money. And then quality, obviously good quality. And then the first question about people being corrupt, the managers, it's like any business, you learn with experience. So I've probably bought close to 1,000 units, and I know certain locations, like there's a unit, a facility right around the corner from my house where I walked in. On the right-hand side, 2 sets of Topps 1954, 1955 baseball sets, big boxes, silver coins. And like you can just walk in and they were sitting right there. So you know that manager never, ever touched anything. And so my thinking in the future is if they have any type of big units or units that look good, I'll buy them no matter what. Now, I know other facilities where I pulled up and I see the managers inside the unit, or they always try, every time I come to, hey, Renee, I got to wash and dry, or hey, Renee, I got some Barbie dolls. So I know in that facility, I only pay for what I see. So that's my input. By the way, does my room look like a mess? Because if it does, Casey will kill me. She's not here right now. She doesn't know I'm doing this. I don't have permission. Kneel down, say hi.
Hello.
That's Tatiana. She's been on Storage Wars. She's my little helper.
Hello.
This is my little helper here, my daughter.
Hey, how are you? So it's really weird. I see the different video feeds now, but I don't see the chat. So
yeah, because it's in a Google's Hangout, so it doesn't allow, you have to actually have a second window open to read chats and stuff like that.
Oh, see, next time.
I've got the chat open on my cell phone right now.
Oh, that's
everybody's saying hello to you.
That's a smart idea.
We appreciate you being able to come and join us for a minute. Hopefully, you might be able to join in another time on maybe a regular basis or when you have time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that would be fun. It's always good to hear different people's opinion. And we actually starting a campaign now. Like we just booked today. We're going to be in Oklahoma, September 29th. So at a place which I'm totally going to mispronounce, but it's probably going to be QPAR. And it's at a casino. We're going to do a meet and greet, give away $10,000. And we're working on another deal in Michigan. So hopefully, maybe we can do some regular meetups. I don't know where everybody's located at. So
I know a guy from Oklahoma.
You know Oklahoma?
You're looking at him.
Yeah.
Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm just southwest of Oklahoma City.
Okay, so I'm going to a place called QPAR.
Oh, I'm not.
Does that sound familiar? It's an Indian,
No, do you know what town? Maybe.
I think that's the name. QPAR with QAPAW.
Oh, Quapaw.
That's the one. Quapaw, yeah, that's the one. Look, I barely speak English. That's why I got in the storage business.
Yeah, Quapaw.
Is that far from you?
It doesn't matter the drive. If you're coming to Oklahoma, I'll come to meet you.
Absolutely. All right, cool. We'll do dinner. So maybe we'll do a full live video. How about that?
Awesome. That sounds like a good deal. What date?
September 29th. So we just signed the contracts today.
September 29th.
Yeah, actually, we are flying into Kansas City and I'm going to drive down there. We're going to do like a 3-4 trip out of it. We're going to take this munchkin with us and just check out the area.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, Renee, I'll message you on Facebook and get the details, and I'd be happy. I'd be absolutely thrilled to come and meet you. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. Yeah, so same thing. So yeah, that'll be awesome. Right? Yes. We'll have dinner. Mm-hmm. You can show some of the secret Oklahoma restaurants.
Renee, you need to come out to Vegas again. I think the last time I met you in Vegas, we were actually following Dan's auction.
It was Edward O'Brien.
Oh no, O'Brien, that's right.
Oh yeah.
You had won.
I took you to 20,000 on that bin. If you don't remember, it was somewhere in that ballpark.
I know. I'm so sorry. I buy a lot of units, but yeah, sure, probably.
Yeah, you know what? You were kicking all the boxes because they were all empty because they kept them for warranty purposes, and we were like, oh, I said, thank goodness you didn't go that hybrid, and thank God you stepped out of that because. But I knew you were a hero in this business at that point because you put the money out there and you had no fear.
Seriously.
right.
No,
So
you
I-
have to buy. I mean, when I see good units, I don't remember that unit, so but like I've never lost in a big unit like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean I've bought units for 16,000, 20,000. Luckily, because of Storage Wars, I'm really lucky. We're not doing that many videos where we actually going through units. Like I get people calling me all the time with private deals, which is nice. Like we just bought a big toy collection, which I'll have some YouTube videos coming out. And right before this, I was at a house and I got to pick a little bit about all kinds of old cast iron and comics. And so, and then I don't know if any of you guys watch our channel, but we bought this comic book hoarder house.
Yeah,
I saw that one. Yeah.
We spent 20 grand, and that's everybody that's doing this business right now. Everybody that's sitting, that's like the deal that we all dream about. Like no BSing. I have at least $500,000 worth of stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised. I've still 4 10 by 25s that are packed from top to bottom with boxes with nothing but toys and comics and kind of that type of. It's like we all dream about it.
That's my deal.
Yeah, no, it's like I still like sometimes like if you go down on my pool table, it's covered in comics, and I'm finding stuff every day, and I'm sending it to get graded, and like I tell Casey all the time, I'm like, I can't believe we got all this stuff. It's like it is totally like the dream hitting the Super Bowl. Well, and all of you guys will do it. I know some of you guys been in business for longer, some of you newer, but I mean, if you work hard, I mean, it's gonna happen. So I know several people out here in San Diego that scored big. It's just putting into work. And the big reason we did the thrift store is just kind of to get that regular average merchandise, you know, because that's when you really start making money, when you sell those $2-3 shirts, but you sell them every day, you know. The eBay stuff is easy. Anybody can do that. But you got to find a way to get money with the low-end average stuff.
Yeah, the 95%.
Yeah. The stories that look really good, you get pumped up and you conquered the world.
Yeah.
And you just find out she's married. Shit. Different story. That was
the other day I put something up on Facebook, and I found this thing online, and it said, "Good things come to those who wait. Great things come to those who hustle." So,
yeah.
you know, it's the everyday that, you know, you hustle, and eventually, you know what, it's gonna pay off no matter what.
Yeah, you just grind it out. You work hard. I mean, it's I'm living proof. So I came to this country with nothing, and you know, I worked my way up all the way from the bottom. I remember when she was born, we were going to auctions, and San Diego's a really tough place to buy. I used to actually drive out to Vegas all the time to buy because there was a lot less competition. It was cheaper, and like you know, people would run me to like 1,800 in a unit in San Diego, and I have like 1,900 in my pocket, and then it's like it's shit, and you're like, damn, now I got to work this whole weekend on the swap meet. Just hope if God blesses me and I get lucky, I get my money back and I can try next week again. And then like my first big break actually was in Vegas at right next to the swap meet. And the unit belonged to a manager. I don't know if you guys want to hear this, but you get a little story time real quick. So the unit belonged to a manager, and she's like, yeah, I'm just, you know, my mom died and she was gambling and she's this little place. And she's like, there's this painting that people always tell me I should get it checked out, but I never have time. It's because she literally is at the slot machines every day. So I buy this unit for $100, and you can Google this on Ask Arden stuff. It's called Sergei Kolesnikov. I sold it for $50,000. That was my first big break. Whereas like $50,000, and I was depressed. All my friends were like high-fiving; they were happy and stuff. And the auction was literally like a few days after the 2008 crash, and it was supposed to bring 100 grand. So it was and we still got 50, which was the minimum bid. I'm happy we got it, because if not, we had to pay all these European taxes because it was in England. But I still felt like inside, like I was ready for like 100 grand, and we got 50. So, but that was my first break, and then I just like I've been blessed. Luckily, God blesses us every day. And we work hard, right? And we get a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
A lot of crap.
The funny thing is, when he said that, he said, I have like all the like stuff on like the pool table. We have all our stuff on our pool table, but we never use the pool table.
A pool table, if you're in the storage business or the eBay business, a pool table is technically a sorting table.
Amen.
Absolutely.
The dinner table is your sorting table. The laundry table is the sorting table. The every table is the table.
Yeah. I always have this rule. I'm like, we have a 4,000 square feet house, and it's like stuff everywhere. And I got like a 7,000 square feet store. I probably have 10 by 20s right now, and 2 more 1,000 square feet stores. And I always have this rule. I'm like, I'm not gonna bring nothing home. And then I go through a box. Oh my God, these are all X-Men 1 through 100. Gotta take it home, you know. But that's the pool table right now. It's just like all comic books, but it's actually a really, really bad habit. Like if I can give advice to any young storage buyers, if you can afford it and you can separate your home living from your business living and your warehouse, separate it. You'll thank me in like 30 years. I'm looking at you, cheapest, because you guys look really young. You're like the next generation. I could have a heart attack any day. I could be in TMC any day.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Well, awesome. So I don't know where we were at when we
were talking about Icy Profits asked what everyone's long-term goals were.
Long-term plan.
Oh yeah, so it was Jason's turn, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think my long-term plan is just to be able to continue paying my bills from one month to the next. That's my long-term plan right now.
Wow. All right. Renee, puts you next in line. What's your long-term goal for this business?
It's kind of crazy because we got in a situation where our store, they actually want to tear it down, and I have a long-term lease there. So they want to build apartments, and we just did a deal with them where they're buying us out, where we come to an agreement. And we're kind of this holding pattern right now. It's another reason I'm not buying that many stores. I'm just kind of going through stuff. And if they buy us out, we'll get a really nice thick check out of it because we have a long-term lease and we're the only ones in the complex. So once that happens, then I don't know. Probably end up doing another store. Do a store that's like 15,000 square feet or bigger. Well, I don't know. I need a break. I'm tired, to be honest. I need some time to diet or something. I'm worn out. It's a tough. I mean, I love this business, but I'm worn out.
This business will wear you down in every aspect, like physically. It will tear your body up.
Oh, this business is not for like anybody that ever talks trash about anybody on YouTube. And I tell people all the time, it's so easy to say stuff afterwards. On Storage Wars, they always tell us, "Oh, you set these prices. That's wrong." I'm like, you know how many items we price in a matter of a couple hours while we film? But this business, if you're weak-minded, if you're lazy, if you're easy to make excuses for not doing stuff, it's not the business for you. Go get a job where a boss yells at you, keeps you check. People that do this business, I don't care if you're a guy that has $50 in your pocket or if you're a guy that has $50,000 in your pocket. Because if you work enough hard, you go from one end to the other eventually anyway. But all those people, they have to be strong-minded. They have to work hard. They have to be convicted because nobody's going to tell you to do it. So in order to be successful, you're going to go up against people that just do it. No excuses in this business.
Amen. Lori and Brandon?
Simple, Mike. Just find a bin with a bunch of gold and retire.
That's the problem, though. He says that, but he would never retire because he loves the hunt. He literally loves it.
It's got to be a few million, Mike. It's got to be a few million. Come on.
He still won it. My main goal at this point, right down the road, we do have a strip mall that's kind of empty, and we're hoping to maybe get everything out of here and out of our storage bins and out of everywhere that we have it and open a shop. That would be my long-term goal as of right now, so that way then I'll hire my kids and they can work while we sit at home.
Amber and Jeebus?
I want to use the storage unit business to grow the YouTube business, if that makes sense. Everyone's obsessed with the reselling. I'm more obsessed with the psychology and growing view counts, growing watch times, and things like that. And storage unit is just what we're doing right now to grow that.
So, I mean, long-term goal is just always going to be YouTube. We're not going to want to do anything else. Maybe open a shop. I mean, far down the road. We got many years to think about that. But first of all, move out of the area we're in. And second of all, like we always say, I'd rather be poor and doing something that I love than rich than working under somebody else. So YouTube is main goal for life. Until we die. YouTube till we die.
Amen to that.
I like that. Wade.
You got to put yourself in the best position to win, I think, if you do this or anything else. I've got the box trucks and the van and the way to haul this stuff, but I have my own warehouse. But I really do want to get land and build my own warehouse, so I'm not putting money towards somebody else. So I think that's my ultimate goal, whether I'm doing storage units or thrifting or whatever the case may be. I want to get land, build my own warehouse, and do warehouse sales and all kinds of good stuff. So that's kind of my goal right now. You got to put yourself in the best position to win. I remember when I was Penske trucks and buying 5 or 6 units just because I had to have the truck back in a few days. So it's just one little thing you can do to put yourself in the best position.
That's a really smart plan. That's the only regret I have in this business. I did the same thing. I used to rent trucks like crazy. Now I got like several trucks. But the one regret I have, and it's a little bit hard in California, especially if you're starting, I wish I would have bought a bunch of the real estate. There's another channel out there which I watch sometimes is Rally Roots, which I think they're in. I get confused because I watch several channels, so they're either in Ohio or Florida. But same thing. They bought real estate. They're building their warehouse. And actually, the next step that we do, we're probably going to try to buy the real estate too, because I've been doing this, almost 20 years. And if I would have just bought the real estate, especially here in San Diego early, like my net worth would be like a lot more than it is. So, and it's just like you said, instead of paying somebody else, pay yourself first. And for all the young guys out there, and you look a lot younger than me, that's the recommendation I have for you guys to try to buy the real estate. Because every time you send that mortgage payment in or that rent check, in the long run, it goes back to you. Where I'm in a really good, busy shopping center, but my landlord is kind of an ass, and I'm making them rich by working every day, So,
hey, Renee, I actually have a question for you, Renee. Are you planning on, by chance, going to eBay Open this year in Las Vegas in July?
I didn't even know it was, but I probably would if it's cool. It's a good excuse to go to Las Vegas. I got a gambling problem, so that's actually not bad. What is it? Is it just like meet and greet, or just like?
It's an eBay conference is what it is. eBay holds a 3-day conference every year in Las Vegas. It's in the dead heat of the summer, but it's where a lot of us YouTubers and a lot of fellow eBayers all get together for this big conference and have a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like a good excuse, especially if YouTubers come down. But, I mean, I've been on eBay literally. My mom started it when it was only Beanie Babies. Like, I can tell you stories when PayPal actually cared about us and was like, hey, if you tell your customer to use us, we'll give you $10.
Yep.
We used to make more
remember those days.
up on PayPal than on eBay would list everything just for the sign-up fees. And when eBay, eBay, a lot of you long-timers know eBay went through that progress from we love you to you guys are too small, we don't give a shit about you, to hey, all the big guys are idiots, we need you, please come back because Amazon is kicking our ass. Yeah. So I mean, I've been on eBay forever, but so that's why I really don't go to the conferences, because most of the stuff they offer you, it's like it's been around, it's been done. But if it's fun, Vegas, that's a good excuse. I mean, that's a good, Vegas will come. Send me the information.
Jeremy and George, what is your guys' long-term goal?
You want to go first?
Well, I currently work a 9-to-5 job, and the goal is to become fun employed with Jeremy in the next couple of months. And then for us, it's eventually to take our channel on the road.
Well, I would even go even deeper than that. First of all, I got into real estate at the age of 20. So I bought my first rental property at the age of 20. I'm 42 now. Smartest decision I ever made. I always tell everybody on our channel, best decision you can ever make is invest in real estate. I've also lost it all in a divorce. I've built myself back up. Ford once said, you take all of his millions away in 4 or 5 years, he thinks a way that he's always going to get it back. He'll be a millionaire in 5 years again. My mindset is like that, so it all builds back. But I've made the money in the first half of my life. And so that transition long term now is to go, forget it. I don't care about it. I don't need it. It's there. That now it's going to be about building the memories. So I do the storage unit for funds. It's profitable. So for us, the storage units, the warehouse, the inventory, we'll probably still have employees working on that in Ohio. But for us, it's living on the road, meeting subscribers, building the YouTube base, going to meet the subscribers, going, hey, we'll buy you a unit. We're going to gift you the unit. Give us 3 items from the unit. We're going to show people how to sell it and flip it. And for us, that's going to build the YouTube base, because everybody's going to, marketing-wise, they're going to go, hey, these guys will buy you a storage unit. They'll give it to you. And we will. And so for us, it's going to be about building the memories the second half of my life, as I spent the first half of my life working harder than anybody I've ever known building the money. And so it's a huge transition for me from going money focused to memory focused.
Yeah. And then another part of our plan is to work really hard for 6 months straight and then be able to take 6 months off and just do whatever we want. And then also investing in storage facilities as well.
More rental property is what it comes down to. Actually owning the facilities, and we don't even have to go buy them at auction then.
And then another goal that Jeremy wants to do is he eventually wants to get his auctioneer license.
Yes, that too.
And he'll have his own style of being an auctioneer.
Just because.
Jeremy, are you going to sing
If I were an auctioneer, I would absolutely do it with a cadence and a tune behind the actual call.
I can see that.
I'd be working on that for sure.
That's awesome. For me, like my kids are about to be adults, and unless by some stroke of a miracle, I end up either having another kid or end up with somebody with kids, I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time. So I probably will not stop doing this ever until I find some amazing treasure. Like I really don't do this per se for money. I gotta pay bills, I got kids and stuff, but I am solely doing this because I want to find like a Picasso, or I have this dream of the 400 gold coins in a book, or I want something it has to be like amazing. So that's where I'm at. I will not stop until I like find King Tut's tomb or something. That's my yeah.
I thought we were going to buy the abandoned pyramid.
We're
buying the abandoned pyramid. She's Egyptian.
That's actually mine and Casey's goal too, about the storage facility. And one of the reasons, like, if you watch our channel, and we do a lot of comic videos, and like a lot of people always get mad, when are you selling him? When are you selling him? And like the reason we're not selling the better stuff, like all the Silver Age stuff and Golden Age stuff, we sell the Bronze Age stuff, is because we actually want to do a storage facility. So that's going to get to a certain point, probably after the store thing is done, and we're either going to wholesale the whole thing at once, or just do a couple of big shows, and we're going to take all that money. And I'm actually looking at storage facilities in Ohio. Every time I look at real estate in Ohio, I just spend an hour crying, so I'm not allowed to look anymore.
What part of Ohio? You know, we're from Ohio.
No, I know. That's why I just heard. Actually, we have family out in Ohio, and I can't tell you the exact place, but I know it's outside of Cleveland in the suburbs.
Okay.
So it's like, but like,
let me know which one it is, and I'll see if I can outbid you.
But it's so cheap out there. Like even rental properties, you know.
Yep.
4 apartments, $28,000. I'm like, $28,000. You can't get a parking space out here almost. It's like, so Ohio is a great place, like money wise, for real estate. But that's our ultimate goal too, just to own a storage facility. I think if you can't manage that, I'm friends with some people that own facilities. They don't know what to do with their money. So it's so sick. They come to the auction, they argue about little things, and I'm like, what are you even worried about? You own a freaking facility. Does it really that matter? He's like, I'm bored. I have nothing else to do, you know? So
that's sort of real.
The beauty of rental property. Before I met George, I literally did nothing for 5 months. I mean, did nothing for 5 months. And that's when I met her. And then I said, hey, in October, I want to see if I can do something with this YouTube thing. She's like, whatever. And I set a financial goal. And it literally just exploded overnight, and the goal went blown out of the water. And she went, I think I like this.
I used to watch you guys' channel actually, because sometimes I have a storage auction addiction, so I browse these certain channels that people buy stuff, and I know this sounds bad, but not really for the personalities. I just want to see what's in the unit, because I'm like hooked in that. And I remember watching you guys when not that many people were watching it. What the hells? And all of a sudden, so like I got all these different channels on Social Play just to see how they're doing, and you guys just exploded overnight. All of a sudden, like 1,000 subscribers, 800 subscribers. Do you guys know what you did, or was it just?
We know now. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but we have figured it out now. And Renee, another great person to talk to about that is Amber and Jeebus.
I know his thumbnail's amazing.
They blew up the exact same time we did. And the funny thing is when we first met them, Jeebus and I started talking business, and we were like, well, we learned this and we're doing this. And Jeebus is like, well, this is what we're doing. And we were really along the same venue and line. And so we kind of pinpointed to how we blew up together.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Like, so our channel, we just hit 30,000 subscribers, and we put up videos, but it's not like Jeebus was saying. He's a YouTuber that buys storage units, where I'm like, I'm a storage unit buyer, and I have my businesses that does YouTube videos too, because it helps us with interaction and stuff like this. But our channel started getting more like 30,000 people, and we haven't really tried. And I know a big reason of that is because of Storage Wars, people Google our names and videos come up and stuff like this. But this year, it kind of got to the point where we're like, okay, well, maybe we should do some more YouTube. And, you know, I mean, we had good revenue months. You know, you guys can see where all of a sudden we had months where without trying, we do 2,000-3,000, which is not that. Some of your channels, I'm sure, do more based on numbers, but we're not even trying. So, you know, But I watch Jeebus too. Like he has the best thumbnails by far, and I figured it out now with that green screen, right? So yeah. So, but and then he has good headlines. You know, every time you see Jeebus headline, it's like just bought God's storage unit.
God, you gotta sell it with the title. You take like one little thing and you exaggerate it.
No, I don't have a warehouse. I don't have a box truck. I don't have nothing.
We have a
I have
closet.
YouTube.
We have a closet and a van, and that's it.
No, that's really smart. That's good. You know, people like it.
I have a confession. I found Treasure Hunting with Jeebus because of your thumbnails.
Oh, really? Oh,
I even left you a comment like, "Hey, what app do you use for your thumbnails?"
I do remember that. I remember that.
Even we started doing little thumbnails, and I kind of suck at doing them because I'm like so busy. Like when I do videos or I upload them, so we use Final Cut Pro, and then I kind of do the thumbnails. But like I do it like at 3, 4 in the morning when I'm not supposed to be working. It's like my 3rd or 4th job. I tell people I have 4 jobs. But once we started doing a little bit with the thumbnails, like just adding some text or obviously a picture, Casey always helps a lot. For some reason, people click more on her picture than mine, which I think is bullshit. But,
might have something to do with the angle. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know it's certain angles. We actually got this video we might be doing where I might get a lot of hate, but I think it's going to get a lot of views. But once we started doing a little bit more with the thumbnails, like our videos like totally take off. Like I just put one up with Kenny, which is super popular in Storage Wars. But like we didn't really do nothing with the thumbnail. We didn't edit that much of something we did 2 years ago. And it has like way less views. So it's funny how these little things work, but definitely Jeebus best thumbnails out there. But hey guys, I have to go. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you guys having me. I will come on in the future. We can chat more storage stuff. All you guys at channels are super interesting. You know, I watch all you guys, and I hope everybody finds that box of, what was it, 400 gold coins?
Yeah. Hey, before you leave real quick, everybody's curious if you could give them an update on if Barry's all right or not.
Yeah, so I get a lot of messages with that, and I need to do another general post. So his family is being super private about it. It looks like he's going to have several surgeries from what I hear. Now, I try not to bother them or bother him, you know. So it looks like he has more surgeries. I think he's stable, but he has a long road. Remember, he's like in his late 60s, early 70s. You know, people get to a certain age now. I was 62. Like, you know, so it's going to be a longer recovery, but I think he's going to be okay. So, but I mean, it's, you know, like, you know, if you believe in God and if you pray, you know, just keep him in your prayers. You know, give him good thoughts, but hopefully he'll be okay.
All right, awesome. So thank you for joining us. Let me know if you can join us in any future meetings we have here.
Yeah, no problem. I'll try to come on. My schedules are always very, very last minute. Also, if you guys follow me on Facebook or watch our YouTube channel, put an announcement. So we're going to start doing more states, and usually what it is like casinos, meet and greets, and we'll give away some money and stuff. But like I said, we come into Oklahoma. So if you guys come in areas where we are, let us know. We'll get together. We'll have dinner. And maybe we'll do a YouTube collab, something type of thing. But I think the idea of different YouTubers that are in this kind of business interacting with each other is actually going to be fun. So just get me on messages. We're in all the different message boards. And we'll definitely make time to get together.
Awesome.
Cool. I'll be looking forward to that, Renee.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be fun. So, and I watch your channel sometimes too. So like pretty much everybody that's on here, I watch a channel at one point or another if I have time. So, but yeah, we'll definitely get together. Thank you for having me, guys. Sorry it took me so long to get the stupid app working. All right, take care, guys.
All right, see you later, Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
All right, so I don't know if we want to. We have time to keep going, or do we need to end this soon, guys?
Oh yeah, our hour is up.
Yeah, so I guess we just have some closing statements or whatever. Jack?
Yeah, I do. Can I show one more item? Because, well, yeah, Camille wanted to get in. She heard it was the take your kids to work day, apparently.
Oh, Jack, you cannot deny her, buddy.
Yeah, she looks just like you.
She does. But we have an item too. So Mike, it drives Mike crazy that I can have an unopened safe and not open it. And I got this 3 weeks ago, and so this is for you, Mike. Look at that. And I just wanted I just I know you love it. And it was in a card. It was in the cardboard box that the safe came in. So I just pulled it out. Listen to this thing.
Yes.
Oh,
I
gotta be broken now.
Yeah.
What's the jingle in there?
Break the safe. Break the.
You gotta break it open like that.
Sledgehammer time.
Get the sledgehammer, George.
I'll save it for you.
Don't wait like now.
We should do it live on one of the meetings, Jack.
When do you plan on opening it?
What's that?
When do you plan on opening that safe?
Now.
So I bought this 10 by 15. It took me a week. This is a 10 by 20 that we found out was owned by the same owner, and I just started going through it. So I was thinking I'd save it till the end, but it's taking me so long. I'm not sure if we can wait that long. I was trying to make a grand finale because it sounds good.
Do it now. Open it now.
Open it now.
There's a gold bar in there. That's what's sliding around.
This man did 3 solid months on his last safe. I don't know how he did it because I can't make it back to my house or my store. I'm on the side of the road trying to crack that thing.
That's exactly how Brandon is. He would break it open right then.
Thrift Trader, any closing statement?
I don't have much to say, guys. I'm a man of few words. I've been kicking butt the past couple weeks on eBay. I've realized, I've been doing a lot of picking that trash, and now I gotta make that
cash.
So I've been selling a lot on eBay the past couple of days. Actually, today was over a $1,000 day on eBay. So
nice.
That was a good score for me, and I'm happy about it.
Can I borrow $1,000?
Can I borrow $5,000?
You'll have
for midget man. It's for midget man.
College fund. College fund.
Awesome. Lori and Brandon?
Not much, Mike. Just gonna keep out there on the hunt, man. I appreciate you guys having us. I do have a confession to make. I like that doll the Hells have there. I like that for me. I don't know why I like it.
You know why?
Cool.
I'll tell you.
His shirt.
A diaper. He'd never have to feed it. He'd never go to sleep.
That doll is the coolest thing ever. It really is. I like that doll.
Did you know we found him in a storage unit?
Yes, we watched that.
I love him. He's great.
His shirt says, "I'm so good looking. I'm always getting picked up."
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, it's just
No, we've been again.
We found this in a storage unit too.
Nonstop, like eBay, and then we take a break, and then we buy, and then we unload, and eBay. But we did put up a video last night, and we got another, which is crazy, but we got a different Guns N' Roses shirt, vintage from 1989. 87. And literally sold like that. I mean, it's sold so fast on eBay. We already shipped it out today. I mean, it's ridiculous how quickly it
means I priced it too low.
He priced it way too low.
Yep.
Jeebus and Amber, including in your closing statement, you guys have any big plans for when you hit 100K soon?
Well, I can say one thing. Since I was younger, this was kind of like a dream to me to reach 100,000, and I always said that if I did it when I was older, I would get a tattoo across my forearm that said "Living the Dream" with the YouTube logo on it. Now that it's like actually here, I still think I want to do that. Like I said that when I was like 15, like 9 years ago, that I was going to do that. Now that it's actually here, I think I'm still going to stick by that.
So I'm going to let you guys decide on my part. Do you think I should get a matching tattoo right here as well?
Give me a good little peace out.
Do a mirror image.
Put on the other arm. If he's right arm, left arm.
All right. Done deal. Do you want to say anything?
I don't know what to say.
All right, so I get super emotional when I think about this 100K thing, but I just want to say that if you guys have like I know it's always cliche sounding, but if you guys like have any dream that you guys want to do, just stick to it. Create little goals and hit the goal every time, and no matter what, you guys will get it. So, I mean, all you have to do is work hard. It sounds cliche, but it's the truest thing you can ever.
You guys are going to get there in no time.
Found my dream. I'm sticking to it.
Learn and adapt. It's everyone leaves out. Learn and adapt. If something fails, throw it away. Try something. Be willing to fail. If you lose, you lose. Oh, well, deal with it. Try something new until you find the winning formula, and then grind it out.
Wade, how about you?
All right, so 2 things, guys. Join social media, create a YouTube channel, put content, whether it's public or private. Put yourself out there because you meet so many cool people as a creator. It changed my life. It will definitely change yours. I took like 20 takes for my first video, and now I'm like, screw it. I don't care if I'm on my boxer sipping a margarita. I'll still do a YouTube video. So you meet so many cool people. My second thing is surround yourself with the same like-minded people that you want to accomplish. You know, whatever goal you want to accomplish, surround yourself with people that are hungry for that same goal, and they'll help fuel you basically. So anyways, guys, join social media, put yourself out there. It's not too late. The boat has not sailed. This is such a great opportunity, whether you're doing storage units, thrifting, whatever the case may be. Join social media and be with people that get it. That's my 2 goals.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jeremy and George as well. What are you guys' goals when you have a goal for when you hit 100,000? Out of curiosity.
Always look for adventure. Adventure awaits because you never know what the hell you're gonna find.
We have a goal when we hit 75,000. We're gonna pack our bags and we're gonna head west. Probably, I'm thinking we're probably gonna hit 75,000 in what? The next 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go west, and we you better just stay tuned because I promise you it will be all over what the hell.
Can we come with you guys?
You know what? We're taking Jeebus with us. We're taking treasure hunting with Jeebus. And if we're taking treasure hunting with Jeebus, we might as well have treasure hustlers there. We're just going to throw a huge YouTube party because we think we're going to be there in 2 weeks tops, right? That's my guess. That's what we're doing. We're sticking to it.
Let us know where you're going to be. Maybe we can find a way to meet you.
What do you think? Maybe should we go to California?
I think anywhere on the west.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Is everybody cool with California? If we take everybody out to California, is everybody good with that?
It's a nice quick drive for us.
Sounds fine to me.
It's only across the country.
I'm ready.
You can manage it.
I know it's across the country.
All right. That sounds like I don't even have any closing statements. The only thing I can say is I love everybody and I appreciate them joining in on this live chat. A shout out to Renee for joining in. And do we have somebody in mind who's going to host next week? Do we need to disclose that now, or?
Yeah, we might as well since we have everyone on the chat.
Who wants to host next week?
Melissa W should host next week. What do you guys think?
Right?
Maybe JK?
I See Profits wants to hitch a ride.
We invited them. We just haven't heard from them yet.
I see. Email us. Email somebody. All right. So who wants to, next Wednesday? Who wants to host the AA meeting?
So Jason, Lori, or Brandon, or Jake left, right?
Jack.
Oh,
sorry, Jack.
You can call me Locker Nuts.
Locker Nuts. See, that's what I thought.
All right. Well, you can call her Mrs. Jeebus.
I refer to everybody here by your YouTube channel name.
Yep.
Locker Nuts, you wanna host it or you want me to host it? Which one, brother?
Open that safe next Wednesday.
Do paper, rock, scissors right now. Jason and Locker Nuts. Paper, rock, scissors.
Ready?
Paper, rock, scissors. All right. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Are we both?
Scissors.
We're both.
We're both hosting.
1. Ready?
Wait, yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, great thought. Mine's think alike. Look at that.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my goodness.
What was yours?
I'll be back.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Do we have one?
Paper covers rock.
Is that me?
One.
All right, I'm hosting.
All right.
Are you going to save that safe? Are you going to crack open that safe live tomorrow, next week?
Yes.
Oh, he can do it next Wednesday.
Hey, I'll be up for it. We can figure out the logistics, but yeah, that sounds good.
I can help you
That
do that,
sounds really
Jack. I love cracking safe. So everybody will be on Jack's channel next week. I want to say I love you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with all of us, and that's priceless. Lessons. Have a good night.